Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Good Mood Good Life. Today I'm very excited while making this video because I'm going to make a video on the trip on my first international trip experience, which was to a southeastern European country called Serbia. The country is very beautiful and pretty and also affordable. So before I share the detailed information about how you can go and what you can do over there, let me show you how the country looks. Now that you have seen the country, I am sure you are excited to know how you can go there, what are the documents required, how much money you will need. So let's get started. So first important thing is visa. Now here is a good news because for Indians visa is free and it is visa on arrival for us. So when you reach the country, that is when you get the visa. Now there are videos on the internet which say that if you do not take proper documents you get deported. Now that is a valid point. So which is why you need to have certain documents with you when you travel. I will give you the list of documents which are mandatory, which I carried, and my visa process was very smooth. It hardly took me like 5 minutes to get the visa stamp and enter the country. So first thing in the visa document that you need to carry is a valid Indian passport. The passport which is not nearing expiry at least for coming 6 months. So passport is very important. Second thing is your flight tickets. You need to have a confirmed to and fro flight tickets booking. Third thing is an amount that you carry with you. So there is a proof of fund that you need to provide. In that you also have to provide your salary income or also your business income. So if you are a salaried employee, you need to show your 6 month salary statement, your bank statement which is duly signed by the bank. For example, if you take your printout of a bank statement, you go to the bank, you tell them that you need to validate the statement, they'll check the statement, they'll give it a stamp, and that's how the valid statement works. After that, you also have to show your income tax statements. Income tax statements for the past 3 years or maybe 2 years also would work. In case if you have fixed deposits with you, that would also be an added advantage. Because first thing that an European country, for you to visit or enter any country, they need to be sure that you have enough funds for you to travel in the country and spend the money. After that, you need to have an itinerary, which is basically a plan on how many days you are going to stay in the country, which places you are going to visit, and also which hotels or Airbnb you are going to stay. So having these documents will always be an added advantage because you are very sure about how much money you are. You always have your income tax statement which proves your loyal citizenship to the country, which is raising a trust within those guys. And also these are the documents which are almost same for traveling to any international country for that matter. Second important thing is the time that you choose to travel to the country. Now I wanted to travel when it was snowing in the country because that's when the European countries look very pretty. So if you want to travel and enjoy the snow, you can travel from the time of October to mid-April for that matters. And if you are not somebody who would enjoy the cold and would not love the snow, you can travel from April to October. These are the best months for the type of person that you are. The point number 3 would be your currency exchange. But Serbia has its own currency. It do not uses euro as a base currency. Serbian dinar is their currency. But when you I travel from Mumbai airport. So from Mumbai airport itself, I had got converted my money into euros, so that when you land in Serbia from the airport or from the private agencies, you can get it converted into Serbian dinar. Now remember one thing over here, do not convert all your money because you can get your debit cards and credit cards approved of foreign forex transaction, and use your debit card to even withdraw the money or also pay the hotel bills over there. Fourth very important thing is your mobile phone. Now mobile phone as in you need to have a SIM card from there. SIM card because language is a barrier, because Serbia has Serbian language which most of the people use, that is a local language over there. Now youth would probably speak English, but still it is not a first language, so you will still find difficulties, and most of the shops and restaurants are run by elderly people, so Serbian language is something that you would have to know, which is very difficult of course. So if you have a SIM card, you can use Google Translator, which will be an important and helpful for you, because you can, whatever the person speaks, you can get it translated for you, or whatever you are speaking, you can get it translated to the Serbian language. Fifth thing that you have to be careful about is how you travel within the country. Now there are three options that you can take. You can take a cab, you can take a private taxi, or you can take a public bus. Now public transport in Serbia is very good. It is not difficult, easy to understand. There are boards. It is just like India. There are boards everywhere. You can read them. Now since you have your phone and data on with you, you can read, get the Google Translator, read what it is, and that's how you can go ahead, and also it is cheap. Then also there are these options for private taxis. Now private taxis, as since you are a tourist, they are definitely going to say any kind of amount of money which will be difficult for us to pay. So I would not recommend using the private taxi, but again it depends upon your choice and your budget. After that, the third option that you have is like Ola and Uber. So for in India, you have Ola, Uber. There you have something called as Ping Taxi. I will mention a screenshot about how the app looks. It is available on iOS and also Android. You can download the app and it just works as Ola and Uber. You can call the cab to wherever hotel you are staying, and you can go ahead and plan your trip ahead. And the last thing here I would recommend personally, because for you, when you are entering to a different country, always choose a flight which will get you landed in the daytime, which is around from morning to afternoon, because that is when you are going to be the first time in the country. So it's always better that way, so that you can reach the hotel in the daytime. Use your public transport or private taxis or cab as per your choice, but you will feel safe, because again language is a barrier. It becomes difficult to understand, and probably feels a little unsafe when you travel at dark in some different country. So while booking your flight, always remember to check the time when the flight is going to land. My flight landed for around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which I did by choice, so that I get enough time and be safe, because I was not aware how much time would it take for the visa process. So that is how I planned it. So when you reach, you need to be sure that you have all your documents handy. Do not put your documents in the main bag or your suitcase. Keep your documents in your backpack. So when you enter the country, as soon as you go to the visa point, they ask your document. They ask you certain questions about how you are going, why have you come to the country, and stuff like that. They give you a stamp and you are in the country. Now in the next video, I will share the information about the detailed itinerary on which places you can visit, where you can land, how you can take your flights, which bus you can opt, and so on and so forth. So stay tuned. Till then, bye.